Going to have a look at what the world press is saying now. Nick Rushworth is starting off with a story from Belgium.
Stuart, it is about the Dutroux case, which, remember, back in the 90s horrified the world, didn't it? About Marc Dutroux, a paedophile, murderer, 6 victims. Now his wife, Michèle Martin, has been released. She is considered the accomplice. She was jailed for not freeing 2 of the 6 victims, Melissa Rousseau and Julie Lejeune. Now there she is on the front page of the Herald Sun, which is an Australian paper. And the headline there, Belgium's most hated woman, freed on parole. She's gone to a convent, and there's been protests there, Stuart.
Yeah, and what about the Belgian press? What's been the reaction?
Well, look at this. It's a front page of Le Soir, the main Belgian paper. You can see the country divided. Now, of course, there's a debate about whether these kind of extreme, horrific crimes of murder and paedophilia should be actually not subject to parole, but in fact that they should see out their full terms. Michèle Martin has served 16 years out of 30. Now, also in the Dutch press, De Morgan, there you can see one of the families there, the father of Julie Lejeune, and he has been saying to the press, and I quote you here, Stuart, absolutely horrific. "I have been meaning to cry. Michèle Martin seems to me equally guilty of the death of my daughter as Marc Dutroux. She is more dangerous than he is." So there will be more about this because there are protests already. A survey in one of the papers saying that most people think it's really bad that she has been released.
Yeah, horrific story, isn't it? US politics we're going to turn to now. The Republican convention underway.
Well, I turned to a cartoon in the Trib, the International Herald Tribune, and it says that, showing there Romney plastered all over Tampa Bay there, Romney, and the joke is, the guy says, "Hey, there's just going to be one name today that everyone's going to be talking about," and another bloke chimes in and says, "Oh, that must be Isaac."
Yes, good point.
Referring to Hurricane Isaac, which has stolen the headlines as that hurricane is now rolling very, very close to New Orleans with warnings there for people. In terms of foreign policy, I turned to the Foreign Policy magazine, The Cable Online, and it's got a piece there that caught my eye. Chinese media slams Romney as convention begins. Now, this refers to a piece in the China Daily on Monday, which said that Romney is basically really going back to the Cold War mentality. I double-checked with the China Daily today. There you can see Romney sticks to Obama songbook on China. So there's been a couple of articles, one on Monday saying he represents a threat. He's old-style Cold War. He wants a strong military presence in the Asia-Pacific. And then today we've got this story saying, well, actually, he's not that much different from Obama. A lot of it is all rhetoric to do with the campaign. You know, he's saying, Romney, that on the first day of his election, if he is president, he will issue an executive order branding the Chinese as currency manipulators. So the China Daily, we have to follow that one too, see how they go with that, those Americans.
Okay, and the last one, I want an opinion from you, the viewer, because this one sounds to me like Nick's made it up, but apparently he hasn't. This is North Korea's first Paralympian, a swimmer who till a few months ago didn't know how to swim, from North Korea.
Well, that's in the Huffington Post, and it's an extraordinary story, isn't it? I mean, he's been called in to swim in the Paralympics, which are beginning in London, and in April he didn't even know how to swim, and in his first training session he actually sank like a rock. That's the quote in the Huffington Post there. Now, why is that the case? Because North Korea has only just been allowed this year to join the Paralympics, so it wasn't able to sign up for most events. Swimming was available, so it chose to send somebody, and his name is Rim Ju-song, and definitely want to look out for whether he does swim and how well he does.
Hope he doesn't sink this time.
Well, exactly. There's a kind of worry. Will he be able to get to the end? But brilliant stuff. The Paralympics will be awesome.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. Best of luck to him as well. Hope he manages to make it to the other end. Nick, thanks very much. Nick Rushworth, International Papers here on France 24.